The Arcturian Group, March 1, 2015. We come with greetings of love and grace, to assist all who seek change and deeper awareness. We observe that many have already accomplished this. You have done the work, and are beginning to see the fruitage of that work. As Gaia lifts into ever higher dimensional levels, many are beginning to more easily experience and integrate the deeper truths. Concepts previously taken for granted as being truth have become no longer acceptable to ever-increasing numbers of people. Some holding positions of leadership or fame who comfortably spewed lies or acted in ways to enhance their own power, authority, wealth, and self-aggrandizement, are being exposed. This is happening because so many have begun to listen to and act upon their intuition, instead of simply accepting bought and paid for sources of information. You are awakening from the dream. Always listen to your intuition, dear ones. Even if at first you are unable to fully trust, make a mental note of what you receive. Intuitive guidance and knowledge comes from soul. It is you, and will guide you through every situation of every day if you acknowledge and allow it. As you evolve and begin to trust more deeply in your own divine nature, intuition will simply become ordinary, no longer needing to be practiced. The world in general has been trained lifetime after lifetime to look outside of itself for answers, guidance, and happiness, which makes perfect sense in a world of duality and separation, for most did not realize there was anywhere else to look. However, since duality automatically manifests as pairs of opposites, the result of looking to the outer are sometimes good, and sometimes not so good. Most of you are no longer of this energy. You have graduated and come to know that the outer things are interpretations of consciousness. Mind is the substance of matter. In third-dimensional consciousness, the outer is most often formed through human effort, matter manipulated to make it work. However, because there is no law supporting man-made forms, there is nothing to hold them in place, a lesson many are painfully learning at this time. Those who have always achieved exactly what they desired regardless of any harm it may have caused other humans or Gaia, are now finding or soon will find that these manipulative ways no longer work. This type of energy is dissolving. Many who presently sit comfortably on thrones made of ego and self-importance will discover that they sit within castles made of sand. The new and higher resonating energies do not eliminate wealth or power, but serve to lift it into higher forms. Abundance is a quality of the divine, ever present already within every individual and held infinitely in place by divine law. The higher consciousness of abundance in all its forms flows easily and infinitely as oneness, love, and service, never a tool for personal selfishness. There is nothing evil or wrong about financial abundance. Like all other qualities of the divine, through the belief in two powers, abundance has been misinterpreted and thus manifests in the world as either too much or too little. Remember, you are powerful beings, your thoughts and words create, and each time you say, "I don't have," mind interprets that and forms it in your outer experience. Arcturian Group wishes to discuss change. We observe many who retreat into fear and resistance whenever the familiar dissolves or changes. When old forms dissolve, know that the divine idea behind the form is still present. Divine ideas are changeless and are held forever in place by divine law. Because of this, newer and better forms of every divine idea take the place of that which dissolves, if you allow it. Example, at one point the divine idea of omnipresence was interpreted in human consciousness as walking, then evolved to riding horses, then to horses pulling sleds or carriages. Then came the Model T and all that has followed it, omnipresence, manifesting as jet planes, elegant automobiles, and fast rails, and it does not end there, there is no end. Divine ideas never change. What the world lives and sees depends upon how these ideas are interpreted according to the consensus consciousness, or individuals. This is what you are lifting into more light. There are those who still base their sense of self in whatever perceived qualities of value they have, how beautiful they are, how much money they make, or how fashionably they dress. This is seen in the mindless worship and imitation of the rich and famous. Individuals drawn to imitation are not yet awake to their own divine nature, and so have no real sense of self-worth. This state of consciousness frequently lashes out through violence, because the individual feels left out, unworthy, and rejected. They are frequently drawn to positions of authority where they are able to act out legally. Some with a consciousness of unworthiness simply choose to suffer silently, but their energy field often attracts those of a bully state of consciousness, because both carry the same energy of unworthiness. Like energy attracts like energy. Bullying cannot be solved by punishment, but by the attainment of a sense of worth within the individual. These types of issues are usually carried from past life experiences and need to be cleared at their root, not with medication but with truth. Many fear the loss of themselves in the process of evolution. Over lifetimes of infinite experience as human beings, every person develops a personal sense of self, and is usually ready to defend it at all costs. When an individual begins to realize that he must move beyond many of the very qualities he believes to be who he is, he panics. This can be a terrifying experience, especially for strong personalities, and is the point at which some choose to end their spiritual quest. Your claim to fame, your personality, you, must be surrendered, in order to evolve. Surely not. What will be left? Nothing. It is at this point that many strong, powerful, and outgoing individuals begin to visualize the holy cards nuns handed out to school children, men and women with eyes raised and hands folded, burring. Nah. Never fear losing anything real, dear ones, for you only ever release and leave behind that false sense of self you have been entertaining about who and what you are. Nothing real can ever be lost. You will discover that you are still you, now empowered in higher ways of seeing and being, as the real aspects of you become stronger and more enhanced. You are becoming a new and improved version. As evolved individuals, you will continue to live and move and be in the world, but be much less touched by it. You will find yourselves able to enter the fray of work, home, or play, and not be tempted to enter into it. There is no longer anything for lower resonating energies to attach to, for your energy field is now of a higher resonance. This is light work, dear ones. You came to awaken, evolve, and then help those struggling to do the same. Forget any dreams you may have had about ascending and then sitting back comfortably as an observer for the rest of your time on earth, or skipping off to a quiet convent or monastery. No. Any light you attain is not only for you, but for the world in whatever ways or places you may find yourselves. Many of you are beginning to experience all sorts of odd situations because you have become carriers of light, light workers. Do not be surprised or put off by the experiences that may start to come your way, for you will be drawn to where you are needed, and those who need you, not want, will be drawn to you. As light workers, you will soon find that any old concepts you may still hold of proper, dignified, or correct go out the window, but at the same time you will discover in this work a love for mankind that you did not know you were capable of. Light work, dear ones, consists of being the light, in whatever form it is needed. It goes with you wherever you go, because it is you. If you have been in some difficult situation, home, work, relationship, you will start to notice that it is unable to affect you as it once did simply because you no longer resonate with that energy or give it power. This often represents a completion of some sort and is usually part of one's soul contract. Spiritual resolution of some old karmic issue gives an individual freedom to leave the situation, or even find himself somehow removed from it. However, there are times in which these situations are a person's chosen light work, that is to simply remain and be the light. Always ask for guidance and trust your intuition. Soon you are going to be seeing more and more change that you will recognize as spiritual. Up to this point you have all wondered when you will see some proof that all the evolutionary ideas are real. Do not expect changes to appear as explosions, dear ones, but seek intuitively behind the headlines, and on the faces, and in the words of those around you. Examine how you feel about what is going on in the world today versus a year or two ago. Much of the violence in the Middle East is very old, ancient energy that must be cleared and played out in order for Gaia to clear herself. Your focus must be on spiritual growth and awareness and then the living of it, for you have nothing to offer the world if you remain in the same old universal belief system. If you are clearing old energies and resolving old karmic situations, allow the process, but do not get so enmeshed in them that you spend the rest of your life laying on a couch declaring that you can do nothing because you are clearing. If you are guided towards some action, do it. If you are guided to be silent and hold the energy of light for some world situation or person, do it. It is a new time in which old solutions and rules no longer work, so it is fruitless to keep trying to make them work. In this new time and new energy, rejoice dear ones, for you are very close to seeing a new earth. We are the Arcturian group.